Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. now here's human music.
Human music. I like it.
Hello, friends, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We are doing art streamy things, as you can see. It's been a little bit, so apologies to to everybody. I think, when was that? It was like 2 or 3 weeks since our last art stream. Life has unfortunately gotten in the way. And I've said this a couple of times in the last few streams, but like, I am trying to keep to a more regular schedule and catch up with things. So hopefully that will be getting better soon. But we sort of just gotta play it by ear sometimes and work our way through. So we have a few things to go through at the start, just to show off some stuff that's happening in the world of New World Artist. And then we're going to get into doing some arty things. So stuff we did last stream. I don't know if it was last stream exactly, but we did Frederick Plunderson. This funky fellow. And we were thinking of doing a whole series of these kind of like cutesy animal pirates, inspired by a couple of different artists that I had seen posting around the place, Instagram and the like. If I remember who they are at any point, I'll link them in somewhere, probably the Discord. But that was a thing that I want to do more of. So this was sort of my character, more or less. So that's a thing that we might continue doing today, just some more of these kind of like cutesy designs. I did play around with this little animation. So I've been just playing with Critter's animation software. So we've got this little bee. This is just very early days, just rough playing around with the concept of it. This is all animation stuff that I have not used in this program before necessarily, but used in similar programs or previous programs. So this is absolutely stuff that I can manage. So we might do some animaty things either today or at some point, just to sort of, let's get rid of that. There we go. Just to sort of play around with that as an option. But we like animating things. They're like the fun little mushrooms that we've got around and some other stuff like that. I'd like to do more of those. Actually, are all my mushrooms turned on? I seem to be missing some. Where's my mush layer? No, there's only 3 on this layer. Okay, that's all right. Maybe we'll think of something other fun things that we can animate and put in here. And also for our animated emotes. So if we come up with a cool idea, we'll make something interesting out of that. Other things, so I'm trying to put together some merch stuff. At the moment, I have not released it officially. I just sort of teased this before, but I'm going to show off what it is specifically that we're making the designs out of. Just because I don't know yet whether or not Streamlabs inbuilt merch store is good enough quality for me. I would really hate for everybody to buy something and it not be worth the amount you paid for it. Because, like, while it's nice for me to get paid for things, I'd much rather it be quality. Because, you know, the content isn't... Anyway, so this is one of the designs. We have this nice koi, which is a hand-drawn design, and then I've gone in and sort of edited a little, which is nice. I really enjoy this one. I think this turned out really, really well. And there's a couple of others in this series. They're not necessarily koi. There's a whole bunch of different designs, but they're all this kind of art style, this kind of ink and ink wash design with this kind of border. which I don't know if I have any of them around me here. Oh, I do! Hey! So I'll just briefly show you what I mean. So I've got like this, this bonsai, and what else? There's another one of koi, there's a mushroom one. So a few of these might get turned into, yeah, a few of these might get turned into some merch designs. They were originally Christmas presents for people. I've left it a year or so, and might leave it a little bit longer. But we'll see how we go. And then I'll turn them into some merch stuff that I can give around. And the people who had it as a Christmas present will get the merch for free if they want it. We also have this mush mimic, which I thought was a very cool idea, and it turned out quite well. So this is going to be available on like some hoodies and things. This one as well, some t-shirts and stuff like that. And then we have the mush dragon, which will be on like caps and bags and things, just like simple stuff. So all of those are the designs that we're going to go with for merch. If there's anything in particular that you've seen of mine that you would really like, one of these, for example, or something else. I don't know what else specifically we would do. I would quite like Divine Agony to be one of them. This piece. But it is very sort of highly detailed and not contrasted very well, so I would have to play around with it, but that would be a fun design to put in. And then I'm not really sure what else, so people can let me know what they'd be interested in actually owning, because at the end of the day, that's sort of how that's going to go down. And then what else? So we'll get rid of these because we don't need them up right now. Hey, how you doing, Fire? Shout out to Violet Chaos. She did her first stream on Monday. So go and check out her channel. This is... I can't type today. Did that work? Yeah, perfect. They're only just starting out, so go and give them a follow. We'll try and get them to affiliate. Yep, affiliate in no time. They'll have 1 billion subscribers, I'm sure. So go and give them some love. And yeah, so where we're up to, we could do the bee thing. There's this sort of Yule drawing that I had popped into my head that I've just sort of very roughly sketched out, and that we would mildly animate just sort of the firelight. And then Cognitive Bard wants us to do the thing for our Dungeons and Dragons game, which needs doing. I have 2 designs for this. One of them is just silly and actually won't be in the game, but I thought it would be funny to actually draw out. I don't know if I want to do it on stream or not. I probably should, because you know it'll be funny. But basically the idea is it's in the campaign we come across a dwarven stronghold in the mountain, like a mining facility. And the dwarves in there have all been killed, slaughtered, etc., etc. And the way it was described, one of the dwarves was found up against a table, violated, is the wording that was used. And so we all jumped on that, and obviously gave Cog shit, as he was the DM describing it. And so that came up in the story quite a few times, and so then it was determined that, well, if it's going to keep coming up, it has to be animated. And so I was like, oh well, you know, I could do the really silly, like a dwarf in a French maid outfit, leaning over the table was sort of one of the ideas, which obviously won't be the one that gets used in the end, or at least I hope it's not, because it's silly, and, you know, while we do silly things on stream, and in our content, I think we're trying to lend a little bit more credibility to the D&D game and the stories that go around that. So that was an idea that was sort of a joke, which I will probably draw out at some point. But this is sort of the general gist of it. And then the other idea I had, which is probably a significantly better idea and probably the one that will end up being used, but the other one was basically just the dwarf on the table in various bits. So sort of like the table standing up there, and then just like carcass, and then have like head here leaning over the table, gaunt, and then like a hand with like the hammer still in place. So like just really fucking brutal. Because sort of that was actually the intention of the whole thing, was like this dwarf has been attacked so viciously that it you know barely resembles a dwarf anymore. That was kind of the intention, I think, of the wording. But yeah, it came off a little weird. Anyway, so those are sort of two ideas that we have there for a thing that we could do. So we have a few options, and either that or we'll just come up with something entirely new and different that we want to do. I'm still sort of playing around with this design, so it's not actually finished yet. I'm not fully happy with it, but I think I'll start a new one if we're going to do this, and see where we go from there. So I need to decide what we're going to do today. And we're 20 minutes into the stream. Well, technically 15, but like been streaming. So the animated thing could be fun, but I think we might save that for another stream. Do Frederick? Yeah, okay. We'll do the Frederick Plenderson stuff. We'll move on to the second one. We've got a few options for who we can do. We've got Lizzie Bell, we've got one for Fire, we've got one for Cog, we've got one for Turnip Dad. So we've got a few options. What I might do, I'm just gonna save this as a new one. Animal Pirate 2. Just that way I don't have to actually I don't have to open a new one and change all the stuff behind it. I can just actually delete this and start from scratch, which is probably what we're going to do. Q and boop. Alright, so top layer, we're just going to use our brush tool to make a something. I think we go with I think we'll start with Cog. So Cog was going to be like a cat bat type thing. I hadn't exactly decided exactly how we're going to do Cog's one, but we'll figure it out as we go. So we've got this kind of like cat enough? There we go, that's a little bit more cat. I do have some reference images from the artist that I slightly stole this idea from. Their stuff is a little different. They're sort of adventurers broadly speaking, and it's a different sort of art style, but that was the general gist of it. If I can find my that's sort of more of a dog, really. I want him sort of sitting on something and playing banjo. Fire is now lurking. Thanks for the lurk, Fire. Much appreciated. Feel free, ladies and gents, to drop in and out as you need. Yeah, we're pretty chillax here on the channel. For those watching the VOD, thanks for joining us. I know that Cog is usually the helmsman in these things, so like I think he would probably prefer to be drawn as a helmsman, but I always see him as my bardy buddy.
He is a bard.
He is entirely a bard, and also that's just like how we've always interacted with him. He was the bard at our wedding. He has been the bard for me in all of my adventures. So we sort of now that I've started drawing this, I'm going to open Frederick. Nope, that's the wrong one. Is that the wrong one? No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to open Frederick. There we go. Okay, yeah. So we are going with boots, little booty boots, booty boots, and he does need a hat. So let's go with it. Let's go with like the big, slightly ostentatious.
I love it.
Feather cap, because that is a bit more Cog. A little bit of a collary thing, and then little boots, little bitties. Looking better already. And he's probably in sort of like an overcoat coat too. So let's put that in as well. Does that come across as a cat? Not quite. Where's the... How do we kittenify this? I think that head needs to be like rounder? Is that it? That's a little bit more it, I think. Anyway, that's general gist. So we'll then I'm gonna get rid of the animation stuff because we don't actually need it right now. And I can always just open it back up. And then we'll go in and do our... actually, we'll just colour. We'll just colour up. So we'll go our bottom layer. And we're going with these kind of pastel-y type things. So I'm just going to put some colours in here. This is partially me trying to train myself away from I've got a very drawing aesthetic, very I don't know the best way to say it, but basically I like this kind of roughed in pencil like aesthetic because it's very much my style of art in traditional art, which is what I do most of. And there's been a few projects that I've been trying to do that are around cartooning and cartoony style things. And so I haven't been able to do them as well, or at least they haven't come across as well in my own mind, mainly because it doesn't translate very well. This kind of like rough aesthetic doesn't translate as well to the kind of cartoony look that I'm going for. Which is mainly because a lot of cartooning stuff is used with big blocks of color and hard lines and things like that. There's a particular aesthetic that's usually followed. Not always, but usually. Do I have this already? Yeah, that's that one there. Okay, cool. So we've got a nice color palette here. So let's start just roughing some of this in. This will probably change a bit, but I do just want the rough outline of where stuff is going to be. My little Pokemon thing there is running in the chat. If you would like to play, you unfortunately do have to be watching the stream live. So if you do want to catch that, feel free to join us when you can. If you can't, very sorry. So I'm gonna do like the tips and then like blend it in a little, I think. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to take this. I'm gonna do like paws and then the very like tip of the tail, I think. So like that. But this is all just roughing it in, so it can... Things will change. Life does change, life goes on, etc, etc. Hope you are all doing awesomely. We're excited for Yule. I'm going to be going away for our Yule celebrations, and then I'll be finishing up at home as well. So we've got a nice little option. I think actually this is going to be sort of purple and magenta, I think, which is very cog colours. He is also very much a fan of blue, but I always do associate him with these kind of like purpley magentas, that kind of very bright, ostentatious. Oh. Lizzie Bell dying in the background there.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, my poor love.
No, fine.
I think we've all been dying a little recently.
I think I've been dying a little more than a little recently.
Yeah,
This is much better than how I have been dying.
this is true. Lizzie Bell struggles.
Might be getting a diagnosis for my struggles soon, so that's exciting.
It is exciting.
Or at least getting further along the path towards that.
Yeah. Which will be very nice. Hopefully that comes soon. Yeah, diagnoses and dealing with doctors is a difficult thing.
Oh god, yeah.
They don't make it easy on you, that's for sure. For those who don't know, we do have a Henry Noggin.
Or Henry Noggin, and he's currently in a cute little jacket and sleeping.
He is in a cute little jacket and sleeping. Henry is, we are looking after him. We are surrogate owners. We're going to be his auntie and uncle for a little while. Just while his parents find somewhere that they can stay. Because unfortunately they're not allowed to have the Henry while he's causing trouble, basically. So they've been forced out of their place, and until they can find a house with a landlord that will accept a puppy. We've got him for a little bit, which is fine. We're happy with that. So he'll be kicking around in the background for a little while. We might get a Henry cam at some point. Probably not tonight, but in future. I know this stuff is on the background and really should be in the background layer, but I just want to rough in some of this so I get an idea of where stuff is supposed to be. Golden pants, do we reckon? Probably not. Yeah, that'll do. I'm trying not to make it too monotone and too dark. But that's a little difficult with this. But we'll give it a shot. The general idea of what we're doing right now is that when we get rid of this, you should be able to still have the gist of what this is going to look like, so that when we go in on the actual line layer, the line art layer, it'll be all drawn in properly. How's that look? Alright, we could probably work with that a little. I think the idea was actually to have his chest be a little more exposed there. I think that was the idea. So it's kind of like he's wearing an overcoat, but not much else. Alright, get rid of the top layer and let's define this a little better, I think. Let's quickly go back to our Frederick Plenderson. Okay, yeah, so we've got this general gist here. So, interesting things that have been happening recently. Hard to say, really. There's a lot of controversial topics I could talk about, but I'm going to try and avoid most of those tonight. Just because I think we get enough of that at the moment. I think it's a little overborne. And also, you know, there's been a lot of that going on in my life at the moment. Lots of deeper meaningfuls, lots of contentious points with people. And I think I'm trying to just relax a little with that kind of stuff. And not to say that those things aren't important for people, so you know, no one has to not talk about the things. I'm very happy to talk about the things. But just like, for example, we've had recent discussions around the Depp Heard trial and all that kind of stuff. We've been talking about issues with Russia and Ukraine and some stuff around like Disney and how they're handling IPs and the development of new like stories or continuations of old stories, just sort of more what's happening recently. Yeah, and it's just been a lot of, like, it's difficult because a lot of these conversations, you know, end up devolving into tricky discussions. Because, you know, people have passionate views about things, and myself included. And if you have criticisms or, you know, just didn't enjoy something or don't necessarily agree with something, then you sort of have to defend your position or explain your position to other people. And that can get a little tiring. So we probably don't need too much of that tonight. Just have a chill stream. We'll just vibe out. I was really impressed recently, actually. One of my really good friends, one of my best friends, probably well up there in best friendness. She recently did a live art event in which she painted a picture on a canvas. And she's an amazing traditional artist. Someone I aspire to be like. And in the space of like 2 hours, she cracked out this awesome artwork. Quite detailed, very very clear what the subject matter was, and it was like of a photo taken that day at the event. So it was very impressive what she had managed to do. But yeah, it was just really awesome, and I was struck by how it was very sort of similar to like the kind of streaming stuff that I've been trying to do, but also what I have been like trying to encourage her to do. I was like, hey, you know, this is a thing you could do. You could do. She already does art teaching for kids and she does like workshops. More Pecco. Let's get you one of those. So she already does these kinds of art things. And she's very good at it. What am I saying? But I was just amazed at like how quickly she managed to crack it out, and the sort of the similarities with the kind of streaming thing that I was trying to encourage her to do, that she was kind of like sort of already doing it, but in real life. And quite reminiscent of also my time in bars, because she did this in a very nice cocktail bar in Sydney. And like I remember back in the day when I used to, you know, sit in bars and draw pictures for people for drinks, which is sort of how I got started with it all. So yeah, I was very impressed by that. If anybody would like to see her work, I can probably post a link to her. I don't think she would mind that. Let's just. Oh, this is going to be a little bit more difficult to find than I think it will be, won't it? How do I do this? There we go. Aus Art. Because she's recently created a website. I think I did have it correct. Alright. Here is her website. She does awesome work. So go and check her out. Banjo has 6 strings, don't they? Pretty sure they do. That's looking a little better. There we go. Do that. Cool. Alright, that's looking a little better. We can now line art over the top. yeah, anyway, as I was saying, you should absolutely go and check out her stuff because she does amazing work. And we love her very dearly. She was my best person at my wedding. So my other awesome friend, David, who is one of my other best friends, also very much up there in the best friend category. Is that too... No, that's about the same thickness as we went with Frederick. We will just have to clean up some of these lines a little, I think. This is part of the problem with me and using these programs, I think. Like I don't have quite the steady hand with the digital stuff. There's not a lot of feedback in this pen. You know, they say a poor workman blames his tools. But I don't have the practice yet to do like clean, smooth lines. And in programs like Procreate, I'm just brutalizing that. Let's try this again. In programs like Procreate, they sort of smooth your lines as you work. I don't know if there is a function for that in Critter, which is what I'm using at the moment. This is a free for artists by artists program. So if you are interested, go and check out Critter, because they do awesome stuff. Once I've used it a little bit more and, you know, get a little bit more out of it, I'll probably donate to them and maybe purchase the official paid version. But just for now, while I'm mucking about, it's just nice to use the freebie. I was using GIMP before, and it's kind of terrible. But I'm mainly using them because I'm significantly offended by Photoshop's choice to go to the subscription model, which a lot of software companies have opted for the software model, and it frustrates me to no end, because it's not better. Like, I understand that it's, you know, they're providing a service and they want money, but like, it's not actually giving you enough for the fact that you pay for it constantly. And it is quite a lot of money, especially in Photoshop's case. Like, it is not an insignificant amount of money to pay every single year. This one is not turning out as well as Frederick. I'm not sure what that's about.
Hi. Hello.
I'm gonna move a little faster and see if
Oh, so much.
he's a gooey boy. Henry is a Great Dane cross something bull mastiff. We think Staffy, but he's a cross something. He's a mutt, and he is the most jowly, drooly boy.
We're used to a dog that doesn't really drool unless she's like sick.
Yeah, we used to sort of cleaner dogs. So Henry's a bit of a change from that.
He's adorable though.
Lizzie Bell is sold on him. Me, not so much yet. I like him. I like pretty much all animals. I like most animals. And dogs are a pretty safe bet with me. But he is just annoying. He's one of those I don't understand personal space dogs. which is not doing a great job of endearing him to me. But we'll get there. We always do. This out of practice? Something's a bit wrong with me today. I'm exceedingly tired, that's probably what it is. This whole ear needs to be moved, so that's good, I've picked that up already. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. I've suddenly just realised how exhausted I am. I have done an excessive amount of driving in the past few days. And I've also been puppy sitting for my mum. And then I had to get up early. And then I had to get up again because Henry was being annoying. And then I had to get up again because we had a new fridge being delivered. So I haven't gotten nearly enough sleep. I had to drink an energy drink. Caffeine affects me quite strongly, so most drugs actually affect me fairly strongly, except for alcohol for some reason. But yeah, so I had to have some caffeine so that I could make it home safely, driving through the night. And I didn't sleep very well last night. Didn't sleep very well this morning either. So I'm quite tired. But I'm gonna stick it out for you guys because it's been so long since I've actually done an art stream, and I feel bad. But also, if we can get this off the ground a little more, and either get me into tattooing as a launching point off this, or get me into doing a lot more commissions and making a bit more money off my streaming, then I can not teach anymore, and that would be awesome. Because just being a house husband and an artist would actually legitimately be life goals for me.
Support it.
I know you do. You're the best.
You're the best. Also means I don't have to do housework because you're house husband.
But that does mean I would need to be making at least a half decent amount of money off this, or be doing more tattooy type stuff and working my way towards that. Both of which I am not at the moment, so still teaching, still being tired, still just working on stuff. If you're tired, sound off in the chat.
I'm tired. Do I have to open your stream for this?
You don't need to open the stream.
Cool, because I'm working.
Oh, are you working?
I'm doing training.
Oh yeah, you're doing your training stuff. Yeah.
No rest.
No rest for the French.
A, I am very Australian.
No rest for bees.
Fucking, I am human, but that is true. I think.
I don't think it's true at all. I'm pretty sure bees rest heaps.
Pretty sure they do too.
This is one of the things, like, busy as a bee, or like, you know,
I mean,
ants,
they're busy when they're working.
ants working.
But they have a huge sleep time.
Yeah, ants working like excessive hours and things like that. That's not actually true. Insects spend like 20% of their time or something actually working, and the rest of the time they sleep or rest. And the idea is most insects in a hive or a colony capacity are food storage. They're actually, while they're workers, they're also like potential food storage for the future. So them working constantly is actually not as efficient as them working a little bit and then sleeping a lot. Are you fact checking me?
No, I'm not. I'm working.
I was hoping you would fact check me, but that's fine. You don't have to.
Sorry, what am I fact checking?
No, you don't have to fact check. No, you don't have to fact check. That might be entirely apocryphal. In fact, it probably is, but I like the idea of it because it. Oh yes, Oddish. Let's get me an Oddish. But I like what that says about the world, which is basically just like
We should rest more.
we should rest more, and the whole like, hustle culture, girl boss, like crazy entrepreneurial, like none of that is actually real, and we should just stop.
It's not healthy for people to work as much as we currently do.
Yeah.
Like, it's been proven to not be healthy for us.
Yeah.
But, we live in a society.
We live in a society. And yet, that says a lot about society.
Mm-hmm.
Or something. Whatever the meme is. That says a lot about society, and yet we live in one. Is that it? I think that's it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing with this bit just here, but we're going to figure it out. Together. Yeah. It's like together, but
With tar?
but with tiredness.
Henry says yes, tiredness.
Yeah.
Because he's been working very hard today.
He's been working so hard today, sleeping in the sun. No one caught the Oddish. This is bullshit.
Does it ever work? I think every time I've seen you guys have this, it didn't work.
No, it has been working previously, and the last like 2 streams, I think, it hasn't worked. So I think there's something that I've done that I need to undo.
Did you break it?
I think I might have broken it.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Which is a little annoying, but we'll figure that out. Alright. That is looking... Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Having said all of that and complained all of that...
it looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good in the end.
Silly and self-critical.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, I know.
We'll clean this up a little and then see where we go from there. But that's always the case. Artists and their silliness. Clean up these edges. I'm trying to make sure it's all very clean now, so that once I go in and put a background on it, we don't have the glaring obvious like changes in tone and stuff that I've like left holes in, like up here. Because that will be annoying to then have to go in and fix. Whereas if we just fix it now, it won't be an issue. Hope everybody is enjoying the music. I need to add more to my playlist. If anybody knows of some good Epidemic sound music for art streams, that you would like to hear, please do let me know. I unfortunately can't get away with just playing the music I actually like anymore, because I got copyright struck. Shocking. And I only get 3 of those, so we're gonna hold off for a little bit. We might.
You were the one who chose to take that risk.
Oh, I did. I absolutely chose to take that risk and got bit. So it's entirely my own fault, and I'm accepting it. And I will probably do it again, maybe around like Christmas time or some special occasion. But for now, we're gonna go back to doing the right thing, and hope that they stop paying attention to us. But yeah, that's sort of where we're at the moment. So if you do know of some good music on Epidemic Sound, or if you'd like to hear something in particular, do let us know, and we'll figure it out. So yeah, these are all very, very, very loosely based on like Sea of Thieves style stuff and the kind of things that we do in that. So if you want to see more of it, do let us know. I do have a suggestion box down in the About Me section down there in the doobly-doo. So you can go and chuck your suggestions, I guess, in there. And we'll see what we can do. If there's a particular game you want to see or a particular artwork you want me to make, something like that. Oh, actually, we did reach our sub goal. I wasn't fully paying attention because I was a bit out of it, but we did manage to get to 20. So it has been reset now. We're making our way up to 50, I think, this time. And starting again from scratch, obviously. But the people who subscribed during that time, including those who gifted subs and those who received gifted subs, will be in the running to receive a custom artwork by me. It will be one that I throw together and make, unless you have a specific commission request in mind. If you do, please do let me know. But I'm gonna do the draw for that shortly. So it's not been officially announced who that is, because I do not have it on me. But that's a thing that we're going to be doing, which is pretty awesome. So if you're keen for that, please do. Keen to do more of those, you can subscribe at any point in time. Hint, hint. And also it just, helps support the channel and helps support me to make more of this stuff. So if you enjoy that, that's how you can help. But only if you want to.
Cat's adorable.
It is pretty adorable. Alright, let's clean up some of these lines. The other option here, which I won't be doing, but if you're going to make your own something like this in future is to use the like pen tool or the vector tool, because that will actually smooth out your lines significantly better. I don't particularly want to do that. I do want smoother lines, but I don't like using vector tools and stuff like that. Mainly just because it doesn't have the same sort of freedom of movement that I prefer when I'm drawing. And I do need to practice, you know, working on straight lines or curved lines and things, and making them smoother. So it feels like the vectoring would actually not benefit me in this situation. But if that's something that you do want, if you want yours to look a little bit more cartoony, that's the way to go about it. Just pretty easy to do. There are tutorials around on the interwebs if you would like to do any of that. I always forget that like the zoom and the scroll thing is the same, using the same tool, but like depending on where you do it on the screen, so it always kind of like bugs my brain out a little, trying to get that to work. That's a little too thick. That's slightly better. I rewatched Moana the other day. Really good movie. If you haven't seen it, if you want to check it out. Good, fun, interesting story. Once we get back in sort of the July period, it'll be school holidays. I'll be a little busy doing some stuff for the house, but I'm going to try and stream a little bit more, and I want to do some traditional art streams again, just because I haven't done it in a while and I'm sort of starting to miss it a little. I'm still, you know, making art and drawing, obviously, but not being able to do it on a stream, just because it's not, I haven't set up for it in a little while, so none of the stuff is in the right place, and I need to set up all my gear, things like that. So that will be a thing that I'm going to do soon. So if you enjoyed my traditional art streams, if that's one of the reasons you came and joined the channel, which I know for a few people it was, we will be getting back to doing that. Because I know it's been a little while. That is also a thing that you can put down in the suggestion box down below. If you want to see me using a particular medium or something like that. I am a multidisciplinary artist. So I do work across media and across styles. So if you want to see me attempting or just working in another style or another medium, please do let me know. That is absolutely something I can accommodate. And if it takes off and people really enjoy it, then we'll do more of it. Because a bit of this is, like, quite a lot of this is for you guys. The whole point of this is, making content that people enjoy. But it's also stuff I would be doing anyway. So, like, I have projects in most media that need doing at some point. A lot of sculptural forms that I haven't finished off or that are just sitting in the concept phase. A few animation and digital stuff. Kavana? Hell yeah. Let's get us a Kavana. Yeah, I have quite a few artworks that are sort of stuck in that idea purgatory, I think is probably the best way to say it, where they are a sketched out concept somewhere, and I just haven't ever gotten around to actually finishing them or starting them in the first place. So, if you did want to see something in particular, that might give me the push I need to have the motivation to begin. So it would be helping me out if you have a preference for things you want to see. So let me know. Violated Dwarf. The Violated Dwarf is sitting right here. We have two options. Stretch. And a posture check. Thank you. Yeah, the Violated Dwarf's there. We might do that next. We were just working on... We're just working on this boy. Can you figure out what or who it might be? This stream is sponsored by Lizzie Bell. She's definitely human.
I am.
Just dropping a like. All good, buddy. You enjoy. The lurks are much appreciated. I know people like to sort of like drop in and out of the channel and, just watch things when they can. Or watch things on the VOD. And that is super appreciated and reasonable. You don't have to be in the chat all the time. You don't have to be interacting all the time. Just as long as you are here and enjoying yourself and looking after yourself. That is what matters. Then I am happy, as long as you are happy. Another thing I figured we'd give a try at some point is a little bit of a speed drawing challenge. Do a stream with a couple of prompts to start with, and we'll just, crack through as many artworks as we can. That might be a we'll either make that a redemption or we'll make it a like a specialty stream. Because we don't want to be doing that all the time, because it can be a little overwhelming and stressful, and you kind of do have to be in the mood for it. But it's a fun art challenge that I, you know, that I should try and give a go. I've done it with traditional art, but I haven't done it with digital art yet. So it'd be nice to see, you know, how well I can do something like that. Let's go in and just clean up some of these bits. If you see I missed a spot, please do rage silently. Or sound off in the chat. If you're watching the VOD, you're just going to have to put up with it until I notice. Which might be never, honestly. You can send me a strongly worded letter. How about that? Oh, there's a really obvious one down here. There we go. Don't know what I was thinking with this. I think I was going for like a buckle type thing, but I just don't always know what I'm doing with my artworks, I'll be honest. There is our self-care reminder, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you are looking after yourself. You are very important, and your well-being and safety is very important to us here. So please do look after yourselves. Eaten, having enough to drink, etc, etc, etc. Alright, I think what we're going to do is darken this ever so slightly. Yeah, cool. And just fill in this area. Because this is actually supposed to be sort of the inside of the overcoat. So we do want it to be a little darker. We're not trying to do too much you know, proper high detail shading and stuff on this. We're just trying to get the gist of the whole thing. And we might do the insides of the sleeves here. That's better. Hey. Cool. It's coming together. So we'll do the background. Now that I've done the silly here, I'm probably going to have to just get rid of all of this. But we'll color it on the right layer first, at least. Because it's supposed to be like that. And then down here. Kind of like the banister railing thing. I don't know if we're going to put the helm behind him. He is the helmsman. You kind of feel like you probably should. We just don't want it to go to his head. Alright, let's rub out this. Now that we don't need it anymore. So that when we check back in our background, there it is. Cool. Cool. sure we're on the right layer. And so then we want a sort of railing piece here, railing piece here, there, one going down here, and then probably one down the bottom. Yep. And then slightly darker crossbeam at the bottom. Like that. And then in the very background, we're going to do like that. And this is just very loose. This is not supposed to be perfect at all. But just so that it's got like a background. And then depending on how much effort we want to put into this in future, we may go in and so let's do that. There we go. We may go in and animate this ever so slightly, just because that could be fun. No, I'm mucking it up. There we go. Make it simple. Alright, we can get rid of that. And we'll go in and define these a little bit more properly. Actually, we should do the base first. Ba-da-ba-da. What are we listening to currently? Pizogi by Gustav, apparently. Hey, how you doing, Fire? Still just working on this cat boy. This e-boy. He's had a sales guy come. Fun. How was that? We decided that we standardized on 8. Yeah. All right. He was successful. What did he sell you? Is it something fun to brag about at least? Like solar panels? We had a solar panel guy come. And I want solar panels. So like, it should have been a really easy sell, but it just wasn't. And I ended up not taking him up on the offer. But I was like, dude, I'm rooting for you here. And he just flubbed it. You already got roller shutters. You already got solar panels and had security doors installed today. Cool. Yeah, roller shutters are awesome. Solar panels are awesome. We want solar panels. Catch. Do I have any great balls? Great ball. Let's find out. I don't know if there's something I need to be doing to the Pokemon plugin, but it just seems like it's not doing the do sometimes. Solar panels were installed the week after you got the keys. Very nice. Yeah, we want solar panels up here. We like the environmentality of them. Like they're environmentally friendly than coal fire power. And also just the sort of like self-sufficiency of it. The fact that being able to be off-grid is very nice, especially you know, when there's power outages and things like that. We would be fairly unaffected with battery power if it's strong enough. And if we've had enough sun recently. So those are all nice and good things. Hey! Punko was caught. Okay, so it is working. I just had terrible luck the first few times. Yeah, luckily where we are, touch wood, relatively safe. So we're not as worried about security doors and roller shutters and all that kind of stuff. It's less of an issue out here, thankfully. The trade-off of that is that we live in the middle of nowhere, so, you know. Swings and roundabouts, I guess. Oh, I am just butchering this. I don't know if I can care. I have reached tired.
You know you can always put it away for later, right?
I could always just put it away for later. That is a thing I am capable of doing.
It is indeed.
But I'm gonna push on. I'm gonna at least get the sketch of it down, the gist of it down, and then we might move on to something else, which is also gonna be just rough, sketchy bullshit. But I haven't been streaming for long enough. I feel bad.
You have to look after yourself.
And then also, if I don't get these ideas down, then I will never actually finish them, because I'll be like, oh, what was I doing with this? What is this supposed to be? Security doors was more so that you can open the doors in summer. Fair. and I should feel bad. I don't know. Like, part of me is like, the self-care thing is very... I know the self-care thing is very important, and I'm all on board with the self-care thing. So doing the self-care is important, and I very much try to. The other side of it is this is actually technically my job, or at least partly my job. And I am trying to make it into a actual money-making career choice type thing. So if I don't put the effort into it, and sort of prioritize it at least a little bit, then...
Artist texted me earlier today, and I quote, "Your health and well-being is more important than anything else. Work, Melbourne, anything." This was literally today.
How dare! What? Yeah, your health, not mine.
It counts for you too, sir.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it though?
Yes.
But I have had like 2/almost 3 weeks off doing art streams.
You were dying.
Because I was dying, and so I took the time off. But now that I am less dying, I probably should put more effort into trying to, do the do's. Self-care matter. Yes, exactly. No, I fully understand and recognize that I should be looking after myself and prioritizing that more. But, it be hard and shit to... Yeah. I am also glad I'm less dying at the moment. Thank you. Oh, that was the wrong... There we go. But yeah, it's that thing of like, if you can, you probably should try. In the same way that Lizzie Bell went to work when she was literally dying this morning.
Yeah, but staying home wouldn't have helped me. Actually, working probably helped more because I was up and moving around. That was a measured decision.
It was a tactical decision.
So if I stayed at home, I would have just sat down all day and I'd probably still be in pain.
Yeah, right, fair enough. Fair cop. Lizzie Bell.
Also, I had so much work to do because we were off sick recently. I'm very behind.
Well, there you go. I am also very behind.
Yeah, but you don't have deadlines. I have deadlines.
You have
self-imposed deadlines.
I have self-imposed mental deadlines.
Yeah, no, that's different.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah. Be right back, food. All good. You enjoy the food. Alright, how are we looking? That ain't bad, that ain't bad. Alright, let's just keep our line art in here for a second. And we're just going to pop in a quick... Yeah, everybody else should absolutely look after their mental health and their self-care way more seriously. I have no idea why you people don't look after yourselves. It's ridiculous. something hypocrisy. So is this what it means when people say I'm definitely a Capricorn?
Yes.
But yeah, basically the takeaway from all of that conversation is, or should be, that we're going to try and be focusing on streaming and the streamy do's a little bit more, just to get that going a little bit more consistently, because I think you guys deserve it if you're going to be spending the time to, you know, jump in and watch, and if you subscribe or whatever, I want people to get what they pay for. And then I'm going to try and develop some extra content-y type things, probably art stuff, which will go up on the YouTube channel and things like that, and some more merch stuff and some like art, general art stuff in my Etsy or whatever that that people can sort of purchase as supplementary to what we've already got going on. Because if we can get that going, then I'll have significantly more time to focus on doing this kind of stuff. Because I actually prefer this over my current job. For those who don't know, I am a teacher, high school teacher. It is awful. I mean, everybody kind of laughs when I say that, until I then explain to them exactly why it is and has been awful previously. And usually the response is like, "Oh yeah, that's really bad. Why are you still doing that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much." But also just like shock and surprise that kind of stuff happens. Like the fact that I have had students, teenagers, attempted to stab me multiple times at multiple different schools. So it's not just one bad school with one bad student in it, it's lots of schools with lots of terrible students in. And that's sort of been my experience teaching on and off a lot, in lots of different places, even in other countries. So it's sort of tricky to be like, oh yeah, you know, it's tough work. And there are definitely people out there who can and do it, and there's definitely schools out there that are better. But I'm just not there and not at those, and I'm not that kind of person. So the world has conspired to not have that be a path for me, which is honestly probably for the best, because it's given me a much better path to be an artist, to be a house husband. Oh, that's best.
You're the best.
You're the best. So we're going to work on following that a little bit more closely. And I'd love if you could all join me in that. Mischievous. Let's try and catch Mischievous. That being said, I have been saying this for how many years now? Slowly, slowly. Little steps. But we are now getting to the point where it is something that I could feasibly do more full-time. I just need the following and the income and the this and that. Alright, how's that look? That is looking pretty good. I think I'm giving up on it for now. Or at least pausing. Press and pause. So let's save this as Cognitive Kitty. Hey, I call them Mischievous. Awesome. I probably won't export it. Actually, no, we will. We might as well. Into pictures as a PNG, and we'll compress it a little. Doesn't need to be perfect. Cool. All right. So we have. I see some changes in the design style already. I have to go back and change Frederick Plunderson a little at some point. But that's those two done. So we'll continue on with something else. I don't think we're going to do the animated bee, though it's very fun. Cog's pretty insistent on us doing the violated dwarf, so let's at least rough some of this out. Ugh.
Violated dwarf.
So let's make a couple layers here, and we can go back to using my favorite brush. I think what we'll do is, I think this will actually just be the color layer, and we'll go in and outline it over the top, I think. Mild content warning, or severe content warning, I guess. This one's going to get gory quick. I think the dwarves are a little ashy, a little more grey. They're not quite full Durga, but I think the general idea of them was that they're, you know, proper underdwellers. What is a good silver for the hammer down here? I've been paying a little bit of Apico, which is this freaking adorable beekeeping sandbox sim. And that is a lot of fun. I've only played a very small amount of it so far. What did you miss? We finished off, or at least I finished as much as Cognitive Kitty as I'm going to do for tonight. So there's Cognitive Kitty. And now we're starting on the Violated Dwarf. Yeah, so I've been playing Apico, or at least sort of sussing it out, because I think we're going to do it on stream. Me and Lizzie Bell, now that she's got her new computer, I'm going to give it a go and play a bit of it together, because that will be good fun. So if that's something you would like to see, please do let us know, and we'll figure out. That's an image. Yeah, it is. Well, this is what Cog wanted. So, like, bits of, like, crushed gold armor in here. I think we're gonna have, like, one leg here in golds and leathers. And then just, like, smashed. I'm glad you're already getting the gist of it. I was worried that it wasn't going to translate very well, but it seems like I've done a decent job, which is good. And then some brown, we'll do some leather strapping. It already translates to you very well. Yeah, that's a point. How are you coping with this image? Do we need to change to another project? Because we can if you are not coping with this as well. I just remembered that you don't do very well with blood, of which there is going to be a lot in this image, and already is. So do just let us know and we can change over to something else. Given at the moment you're one of the few people who's actually, you know, sitting and watching, so. No, I am very happy to swap out to something else. That's fine. I've got other drawings I need to do. Yeah. All right. Let's swap to a different one. We could do the French made one. I guess. You can just listen. Now let's do the French matey one instead. That's fine. So, what's that gold color I was using before? Oh, I just went away from it. Sorry. There we go. This layer. There we go. I am making something very silly now. Hey, self-care, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you are looking after yourself. Don't do as Donnie Don't does. Basically, don't take my bad advice and only take my good advice. Or, actually, take my advice and don't do the thing that I then actually do instead of taking my own advice. Is probably the more accurate assessment of this situation. Head. Is his legs too long here? If he's supposed to be a dwarf. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's... where is our lasso tool? There is Henry snoring in the background. Don't know if you can hear that very well over the sound of the music, but he is a snorer. Oh, there we go. Perfect. and a little bit more squat, I think. God. What have I created? Alright, back to it. And then, yeah, some light grey beard that we're going to brown up a little. And then, that's just so stupid. And then the French maid outfit like that. Sort of tied it there, and then the skirt and then it's going to be at the top here. Like that. And then we'll do some lace around the trim. But this is just sort of generally to rough in the shape a little. And then we'll go in and define it a little bit more closely. So let's start with the head. Oh, I've ruined this head slightly, haven't I? Let's fix this up. I have no idea what a Zoria is, but I'm going to catch it. Or at least try. Alright. Those. Let's get... Has my music stopped? It has. Let's put on the adventure mix. We will shuffle it. If it will. Come on. It's struggling. I'm assuming it's struggling under there being too much stuff going on. Let's just save all of this. B. Save as Dwarven Accident. And we'll save this as ideas number 2. Bow, bow, bow. Alright, let's try this again. Nope. Alright. Let's close Spotify while it continues to play in the background. God damn it. Bear with us. Technical difficulties. There we go. Right, and then restart Spotify. Let's try that again. Is this the Tetris thing? Yes, it is. Called it. Trying to remember how like how long a proper full run of Tetris is, because I know like in the original game there's like 1,000 levels which are all like basically the same, but you have to like play through them concurrently to actually complete it in like the original version. But I don't remember what it is. Because I remember the sort of the idea behind it was there's like it just continues playing through levels until it gets to like a stack overflow and then starts again. But that was sort of the idea of accidentally drawn on the background layer. There we go, fixed. That was sort of the idea of the game, was like, you know, it's rather than being fully procedurally generated or whatever, it's it was just a single line set that you continue to play through. I'm being a little ADD tonight. I'm all over the place. I did also just remember that I've been working on the Goblin Heists, not the D&D games, but the stream game that I will be making for all of you lovely folks. We're going to do... it was a redemption for a while, which I have taken off because we can't actually do it yet. But I'm designing a little like idle game. For those who don't know, idle games are basically like a program that runs itself, like a game that plays itself, and you sort of put in you know what your character is, or you put in, you know, your statistics, and then it just plays through a series of things. There's a lot of different idle and incremental type games out there, but I was planning on making just a little one that was like D&D-esque, in the same veins as like the Idle Champions from Wizards of the Coast, or the old Idle Quest game, which was like a flash game way back in the day. Like one of the first few proper idle incremental types. because I played around with that first one in Flash way back in the day, and made an art piece out of it, or a very similar concept of a game that sort of played itself, and then threw the controls back to you, and you had to work out sort of how to survive in this world on your own, which, you know, was a fairly wanky commentary at the time of like how people have lost a lot of their survival skills because we have specialized into other jobs and other roles, and just like what that looks like for society now. So you know, can you play a game that you have never been through the tutorial in, and how long would it take you to sort of pick up on all of the nuance of things that needed doing? Anyway, that's quite a tangent. But the idea is I've sort of played around with that kind of gaming and programming before. So I wanted to put together a little game that would play itself on the stream, and then people would get like actual rewards out of it. So whether that's stream points or like artworks, they could redeem like custom artworks and things like that, just as a way for people to have a little bit more fun on stream if they wanted to. But I then find out that a lot of the Flash programming stuff is gone now, so I can't do it using anything I know. So I've created a little program language, a little language set, which is basically just like what needs to happen at each point and what the variables are, but I haven't gotten around to actually picking how I'm going to do this, and how I'm going to put it together. I made myself a little GitHub account, and we'll see whether or not I can do it on that. But that is something to look forward to in the coming futures, which I think will be a little fun for people. So at the beginning, I'm basically just making. No, this is the real image of the dwarf about to be violated. Cog. This is the serious one. Why am I like this? I was working on the serious one, but we do have someone in the chat who faints at the sight of significant blood, so probably best not to set that off. But if you would like to, for a quick second, see what that looks like. That's where we're at with it so far. And this is the real one. Why am I like this? Because you made it. This is your world.
He's not wrong.
This is entirely your fault, Cog. You violated this dwarf. Am I drawing on the wrong layer again? I am. Damn it! Is that all of it? It is. Awesome. Alright, let's go back. Feckin' hell. There we go. Chunky fingers for a chunky man. Or lady. Never know. Dwarven women have beards, after all. That is in the lore. A rolly colly. Let's see if we can catch one of those. I wonder if they've changed the catch rate on things for this streamy game, because I'm suddenly not catching anything. And, you know, that's fine. But it does seem a little odd. Tisk. I know, right? But I've been trying. I've been throwing a lot of balls. But they may have just updated it to change the catch rate, which would make sense. There was a lot of catching Pokemon going on there for a while without having to try very hard. Chaos gave up on your fishes. I mean, reasonable. They're your fishes. You should be catching them. What, do you think people are just going to help you out of the goodness of their heart? You're being begged to join in another game. Well, now I'm suddenly on Cog's side. It's very rude. How dare you, Chaos? Is that? No, that's not right. It's that way. This is looking so perfect, Cog. I think this is the only one you're going to get. The other one is probably just going to be an image for me. And you're going to be stuck with this one. So I hope you enjoy and appreciate that. you doing?
Pardon?
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm doing my last training for the night.
Very good.
Because I can't afford to do it after this. It's late.
It is late. How long have we been streaming? 2 hours, 20 minutes. You will add that Cog did say that he didn't know if he'd be able to hop on and sell the said fish. Well, if you can't commit to it, come on, Cog. You gotta commit. There you go, Cog. There's your soon-to-be violated dwarf. Actually, we should put the rat tail in. That's what we should do. As specifically requested by Cognitive Bard. This is perfect music to suit the theme, the terrible thing that's about to happen. And assuming the Skaven are like grey-brown furry boys. So maybe like a little snout poking out here. How is it that you catch it, but I don't? What is this bullshit? Ah, I do stupid things sometimes, don't I? Yeah. Alright. I think that's it. So this is what's going in the video. There you go, Cog. You're welcome. Let's open back up Cognitive Kitty. Because that's slightly nicer to look at. Am I excited for Melbourne? Hell yeah, I am. I'm super excited. I am planning at the moment the Yule stuff that I'll need to bring up. There's a few things that I wanted to take with me that I now, on considering it, probably won't be able to take, which is, yeah, it you as a kitty. It you. yeah, so I was planning on like bringing up my mead, and there was a present for Cog that I was going to bring up, and a whole bunch of other stuff, which I am now considering I might not actually be able to do. So we might have to book another trip, a second trip at some point, just so that we can.
What a shame.
Oh, terrible! Just so that we can get that done, but I'm going to need to drive down for it, because a few of them won't make it through customs, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm trying to sort of mentally note.
Customs is just security.
Well, take it through security. So, like, we can't take liquids, for example. We'd have to check them in, and some of them don't necessarily go, and then they might be wrecked in baggage handling and all that kind of stuff. So there's some stuff and some things that I might have to some stuff and some things. I might have to pick some up down there on the day, and then some other stuff we might just have to go without, and I'll find a substitute, which we can do. But yeah, some stuff, and I'm very excited for that. So that's good. You'll be mixing a magical booze for us. Ooh. Not homebrewed, but one of your insanely good cocktails. Okay, exciting. Looking forward to it. Vibe check 73%. Yeah, I think that's about right. Okay, so we're probably going to raid out. I think we're probably going to raid into this awesome streamer I know called Cognitive Beard. Oh, he's not even on to... Oh, options. Barrow, Mao, Galacticat. Oh, just so many options. Absinthe, Steve Preston, Papa Glitch is playing No Man's Sky. The joke doesn't work when you're not around. It absolutely does work. It works perfectly. Yeah, see? Fire thinks it works. Alright, we've got options. What's Mao doing? Galacticat is doing botanicals, which is nice. Mao's doing horrors beyond human comprehension. There's someone doing charity art stream, who is a new friend. Family friendly. Oh, I don't know about that. Alright, it's between Mao and Galacticat, I think, so let's do a dice roll. Where's me dice? There's me dice. Mao is odd, so he can be odds. Let's have a look. 11! Alright, so we're going to raid into Mr. Mao. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. It has been lovely. It's nice to sort of catch up and do the art streamy do again. We'll be doing some more of this in future, hopefully. And I can be more consistent about the whole thing. Because that will be good. Also, we have the merch stuff coming up. So if there's anything in particular you would like to see as merch, any artworks that I make, do let me know, and I'll see about putting them on merchandise. Once I receive the first lot of merchandise and I check out its quality, I'll then be approving whether or not I link it out to everybody else. If it's not good enough quality, we'll just find another supplier. But yeah, merch and things incoming. So yeah, we're gonna raid out. If you are subscribed to me, or you can do my little raidy do with bees and the mushrooms. Let's do 2 mushrooms this time. So feel free to copy and paste that. If you are not, oh, there we go. If you're not subscribed, you can just do whatever. Send him some love. Otherwise, thanks and stuff. Subscribe, like, follow things. I'm tired. Bye, guys.